Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Well, after last night, where I dropped quite quickly, today I've been pretty good. Blood sugars have been stable. I actually saw a doctor today who actually came in to say make an appointment with your GP or with your endo person. So, correction there has been fighting. So, what to do now? It's keeping my blood sugar down. Still have a lot of insulin in there. Let's just get rid of this. So, okay. What we're going to talk to you haven't done the rest of this yet. I'm so awake. Our blood sugar is 45% time in range. We've increased it quite a bit. We brought this up, and this is starting to come down. So that is awesome. We're doing much better than we did yesterday. Average blood sugar is at 14.4. And if we go back, it tells me I am fully calibrated. So I've kept my blood sugar pretty stable. And this is an awesome event. So we're going to keep up with it. And today we're going to discuss every excuse. Stay This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. So I've talked to you this before, that your endocrinologist, your diabetic nurse, any dietitian has heard every excuse that you can make up. You could think that you have the ultimate excuse. Chances are they've heard it all before, and they pretty well know what to say and how to sometimes call you out without feeling so bad about yourself. But current blood sugar 8.4. This is awesome for compared to yesterday. Can hardly wait. Now I could have gone in and made up some wild story. I don't know how much that would actually be done, but I could have. That's not the way to do it. There's what I call excuses and there's reality. Excuses are the ones where, oh my God, I didn't look at my blood sugar. Look at it now. Why is it going up so high? I've got to come up with something that the doctor would say. So if the doctor asked me, I would be able to say, that's not the way to be a responsible diabetic with your doctor. If something's happened way out, be truthful about it. Oh, I forgot to take my insulin. Oh, I had late lunch. You know, life does go on. They're not going to be totally upset with you for basing something on reality. And when I say that, you have done something that may have gone through years of diabetes training that you shouldn't be doing. And when you go in to see your doctor, you know what is going on, what happened, what you did. It's life. Now, with the pump and the information provided, you could look around and see, okay, that's where I need to give extra insulin. And if you know that and you don't do it, whose fault are we actually condemning here? Yours or your doctor's? If your doctor comes and asks you, well, why is your blood sugar high after lunch? He's not trying to catch you. He's not saying, oh, yes, I think I can. Oh, yeah, wouldn't it be fun just to yell at him? This is contradicting now to what I said years ago with my doctor, who I finally gave up on. I didn't have it anywhere else to go. I lived probably about 4 to 5 years without a doctor before I met Dr. McBride. So, was it stupid? Of course it was. But I was a pig-headed person and I lost it. And I was probably 14 or 15. But again, I've told you, and this to me is an excuse that I'm playing with. I was sort of given the keys to the car being my diabetes, and I was to go and run it, and you were to be perfect, and if you didn't meet the criteria, you better understand and have a good reason for that. But I didn't. I just stopped going to the doctor. I would tell my sister, oh, well, I have a doctor's appointment. I'm going to stop by there after school. I had no doctor's appointment. But looking back on it now, that was definitely an excuse. I was tired of going to the doctor every single time. And did I let them know? Hell no. You know, I was having problems by that time with my diabetes, and people kept wondering what the hell was going on. I didn't even know what was going on. But it goes back to being brought up in your childhood. Always tell the truth. It's important that you tell the truth, even when it's going to get someone potentially upset with you. My father would get upset with me every time I ended up in the hospital. What are you doing? Are you not taking your insulin? Are you cheating? So I say, no, I never cheated. Meanwhile, at school, I had 4 candy bars. I didn't have 4, but I ate a whole bunch of crap. I would forget to take my insulin, my blood sugars would be higher, but back then all we did was urine tests. And I stopped doing the urine tests, and when my doctor would ask, I think that was the first time I told him the real reason. Listen, at school, we break for lunch. I have to race to a bathroom, do a first void, wait half an hour, do a second void, do a test, get to eat lunch, get to my locker, get to my next class. It's almost impossible. He said, well, how about we do 1 day a week at school and see how that goes? Well, I stretched it out a bit, and I stopped doing urine tests. It wasn't till high school that I got introduced to a glucometer. I still didn't know what to do with it. But again, did I ask? No. It was just easier to come up with an excuse. You know what I actually did with that? It was used in a biology fair. People would come in, they'd want to do a blood sugar. I'd have them do a blood sugar, and things would go. I got an A in biology, partly because of that. But poor little me didn't know how to use it. And this is confession time. I told you, my doctor kind of said, well, maybe we should start doing it a little bit more. What do you think? Okay, I'll try. By the time I had to get my second glucometer, that doctor's voice was in the back of my brain saying, you can do better. So don't go thinking that you're going to be the greatest liar or come up with the greatest stories. If you screw up and your blood sugars go high, you screwed up. Big deal. I've said it before. If you screw up, stop, do a blood sugar, and continue on from there. These mistakes you make are a learning tool of trying to get better blood sugars. You could say to your doctor, oh, well, you know, I didn't do this because I had a really big exam at school. I couldn't concentrate. Meanwhile, oh, well, yeah, I just didn't feel like it. Which one do you think most of us tend to go to? That's right, the excuse. If you probably said, yeah, I ran out of the house, I didn't do a urine test, I took my insulin, I didn't eat, and that's why I went low. There's two different things. There is the excuse, and then there's a solid reasoning why things happen. Address these with your doctor. A lot of times, people will take a look at their blood sugars, let's say. Ooh, I'm high. Ooh, I'm high there. Ooh, come down there. And in your mind, you think, oh, well, doctor, sorry, itchy nose, will pin me. And the doctor looks at it and says, actually, it's not that bad. You know, it's kind of like, well, I've had all these questions, all these answers to your questions. And if they can't be used, I'll just save them for more. I've talked to you before about going to a doctor's appointment. And when you go to a doctor's appointment, you will need to be prepared. Take a look at the reports the pump has printed out or that you've kept about your blood sugars. See where you think you could use more help or where you don't and you're doing quite well. Don't come up with excuses. Come out with solid reasonings. What, did you do a mistake? Did you actually try to do what you and your doctor have discussed and things didn't work out? But never give up. If you have a high blood sugar, continue on and take blood sugar, and that's your new baseline. Treat your blood sugars with the respect they need, and you will live a long, productive life. With that, have a super day, and we'll talk later. Bye. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.